Okay, so this is just a random event that I was bringing a friend into Albuquerque for an automotive event for her car, and I saw that I was so close to here, Boca Negra Canyon. And let's go on a little walk. And immediately, our first petroglyph. Wow, I'm very excited to be here. I didn't know I was going to do this today, or I would have been bringing my L rods and my pendulum, because I'll share later when I get back to the house. There's a book I was reading about this place, and there's some really amazing electromagnetic things that go on here. They were doing a lot of research out here because of the electromagnetic stuff. Wow. Oh my gosh. This is lava rock too, so we are in this kind of an area. And watch out for snakes. Oh my gosh. I hope this is gonna show up. The lighting. It's actually pretty good today because we've got some overcast skies. Give you all enough time to read that. Try not to get my shadow on it. Huh. Oh my gosh. there's a petroglyph every 2 steps, which is really amazing. That's where I'm headed. So see that one on the way back down. Oh my gosh, stairway to heaven. It's quite some time ago that I was out there at that area with the volcanic cinder cones. I'll link that video below this one in case y'all are interested in about watching that. Oh, I think y'all can see the spiral. I hope you can. Now, I don't know about y'all, but right in there looks like a little place you might sit for a long time and enjoy the magnetic anomalies. Fascinating. I can't get any closer, sorry. Again, I can't get any closer. Right there in the middle of the screen now, it looks like a turtle. And then here's a cross. Well, if anything was gonna say stone of power, seed of plenty, it would be this symbol to me. Wow, this is just a short little loop, but I'm gonna walk it and we'll see if there's anything else. There's another one, and it's pointing in a direction up there somewhere. Wow. I don't see any other. Oh no, is that a roadrunner? Maybe. There's the macaw petroglyph. Very cool. So happy I got to do this today. Completely serendipitous. Had no idea I was going to be out here this morning. Oops, it's a boardwalk out to the picnic area. I don't think there's another trailhead off of here. I think I have to drive somewhere else, and I might not do that just based on the hour of the day. Yeah. Wow. Very cool. So glad I got to do this today. Thank you, creator of the universe, for all this amazing topography and ancient history and magnetic anomalies. Okay, so part 2. I'm back at the house and I'm gonna read a little bit out of Seed of Knowledge, Stone of Plenty, which I misquoted up there on the trail. John Burke and Kai Halberg are the authors, and this goes back, unfortunately, one of the fellows has passed and John is gone. And this was copyrighted back in 2005, and I'm going to get into the chapter specifically about New Mexico and this area where I was just visiting. They quote a Dr. Michael Persinger, a Canadian psychologist who believes that magnetic fluctuations produced naturally by certain types of geology can have dramatic effects on the human mind. For 15 years, he has worked with a helmet and had his volunteer subjects put it on. It's like an old football helmet wired, so it's able to produce 50 gamma magnetic fluctuations around the brain of the volunteer. He chose this strength because it is consistent with the fluctuations often found in nature. His work has been publicized countless times in print and on television because the results are so eerie. So the time that the authors spend out there in the Petroglyphs National Monument, for them it confirms this guy's scientific research with his people being exposed to the gamma magnetic fluctuations. The place, this is outside of Albuquerque, and this place has differing geology because of the Rio Grande River headwaters going through here, and it is the largest conductivity discontinuity in the United States, and it's the largest concentration of Native American rock art. So it's just a really cool place to go visit. And I'm going to continue. I can't read this exactly because of copyright, but I'm going to read a little bit more, so hold on just a second. So whilst they're out there with their equipment, they detect this energetic wave, like it kind of flows over them, and they realize what it is, so they jump in their car and drive all the way back to the ranger station to get ahead of it, and they do, and then they set up their equipment Of course, the rangers are like, what are y'all doing? So they tell them, and while they're there, the wave of energy washes over them, and I guess they can show the rangers what all they're doing. But anyway, one of the rangers says that they get a lot of, quote, new age people out there that just like to go sit in the rocks, and they always thought that those people a little flaky, a couple of sandwiches shy of a picnic. But anyway, with this equipment, the rangers are like, okay, so there really is something to this. So having just read that paragraph to y'all from the book, I have to tell you that I did experience some sort of physical anomaly while I was out there. I sat down for a while and just sat quietly just to feel, quote, the energies, like one of those new age people. But by the time I got back to my car, I was feeling a little, I don't know, I want to say like ungrounded in my body. So I had some water, made sure I was safe to drive because it's a long drive to get home. And then when I got here, I was still feeling kind of strange. So I had some soup and more water, and then I went outside with the cat and decided I'm gonna just tuck myself into bed early and see how I feel tomorrow, because it's just very, very strange. And I am excited to go back, take my pendulum with me this next time that I go further in. There's one more canyon that I didn't go see. It's this one up here. So I would like to do that. Anyway, yeah, let me read a little bit more to y'all. So John and Kai went out to the monument, and they brought their electrostatic voltmeter with them. And they said that as soon as they got out of the car and walked into the rocks from the tumbled basalt escarpment, the electrical charge was showing on their voltmeter, and it was electrifying the air around the rocks. They did some background control checks to make it clear that it was not something happening in the whole area. It was just where the outcrop was. And this is where all these rock art pictures are carved into the stone. They explored areas that I didn't get to go into so obviously they were doing scientific research and must have gotten permission at the headquarters, talking to the rangers at the headquarters to confirm, that what they were going to do, that they're not going to do any damage to the petroglyphs. And as you saw, there are places along the trail I couldn't get very close to the petroglyphs, and unfortunately have to do that because people are stupid and touch things or, deface them in some way. And it's really sad because this is such important historical and sacred images, and the people who put these petroglyphs in place were communicating information. And maybe some of the tribes actually do know how to interpret this, and they're just not going to tell us, folks. And I don't blame them one bit. Anyway, so I wish I could show you more images out of John and Kai's book, but due to copyright stuff I can't. So I am going to put the ISBN number below this video and encourage y'all to check it out at your library if you can find it. They have just some incredible photos of experiments that they were doing with seeds that they placed at some of the different megaliths, as well as, the information about the electromagnetic stuff that they were finding at places like where I was today visiting the canyon, and they were doing it with equipment. I just want to go back and test it out with my L rods and my pendulum and see what sorts of energies I can feel. Although, as I said earlier, my body was the instrument yesterday, and I definitely came out of there feeling very different and looking forward to making it a, quote, planned event rather than just this serendipitous thing that happened. Although serendipity is great. All right, I'm gonna just show you the cover and the back of the book. Again, thanks for joining me today, and I hope this was encouraging and fires up your imagination. And if there are megalithic places around where y'all are at, go check them out. Especially if you're able to get this book and read it, you definitely want to go check them out. Okay. So this book is about way more than just the petroglyphs in New Mexico. This is about all the ancient megaliths that these folks were able to visit. And what they discovered, just these facts on the back cover of the book, that the megalith construction began at each site during an agricultural crisis when famine loomed. Mayan farmers continued to bring seeds to the top of certain pyramids in Guatemala. Seeds hardened at these ancient structures today yield double or triple the amount produced from untreated seeds. Electromagnetic anomalies recreated in lab settings have been shown to reliably increase the yield of seeds. And that last one is how all this got started for these folks, because they were doing research on seeds and how to increase viability of seeds to help farmers. So that's all I've got for you today. I hope you enjoyed this little adventure and just some excerpts off of this amazing book. If you can find it at your library and you're curious, I highly recommend it. All right, see you in the next video. Till then.